Have you ever pondered this question? Does entering a nursing home become my only option when I am unable to appropriately care for myself? As the years pass, the concept gradually becomes more prevalent. Feels like your house is too huge. Daily chores get a little more difficult, and society hints and occasionally yells that it's time to give up your freedom, your habit, and your space in order to be safe. But what if I told you that you don't have to give up control? The truth about nursing homes that no brochure can possibly convey will be revealed in today's film. More significantly, I'll demonstrate the strong, workable options that can enable you to age in your own home with dignity, independence, and happiness. Stay with me if you are concerned about your future and the decisions you will make in your later years. Because everything could change because of this. The shocking truth about nursing homes: for many years, nursing homes were promoted as the responsible and secure option. The location where senior citizens receive round-the-clock medical supervision, professional care, and care. It appears to be the right choice at first glance. You might be surprised by what's hidden beneath that promise, though. First, let's look at the numbers. A single caregiver may be in charge of 10, 15, or even 20 residents at once at various facilities around the United States. Chronic understaffing is the reason, not a lack of concern. And that results in unfulfilled emotional needs, unanswered cries for assistance, hurried care, and delayed medication. Within 6 months of entering institutional care, seniors' physical mobility and cognitive performance significantly declined in comparison to those who stayed at home with minimal assistance, according to a 2018 study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society. What causes this to occur? Because independence is replaced by routine at a care home. When the kitchen tells to, you eat. When someone has time to assist, you take a bath. You lose the ability to make basic decisions as well as your rhythm. And that loss gradually erodes your sense of self. The emotional toll follows. As family visits decrease and friendships within the institution are more difficult to establish than anticipated, many residents express feelings of isolation, alienation, and even abandonment. Higher rates of depression and earlier mortality are associated with social isolation in long-term care facilities, according to the CDC. Therefore, consider what we are actually giving up for that sense of security the next time you hear someone suggest that it's time to move into a nursing home. Because although a nursing home may provide structure, dignity, independence, and emotional health are frequently sacrificed in the process. And without knowing the whole truth, nobody should have to pay that price. Take a moment to close your eyes and visualize the house you've lived in for decades when it becomes a part of you. Not just the furnishings or the walls, but also the way the light falls on the kitchen floor in the morning, the sound of the floorboards in the hallway, and the location on the porch where you used to have a cup of tea while listening to the rain. Imagine now that you've been informed it's time to move on. Others believe that it's best for you, not because you want to. For thousands of senior citizens every year, this is their emotional reality. A home is more than simply a structure, you see. It is a tangible manifestation of identity and a repository for memories. It's where you've matured, laughed, cried, grieved, celebrated, and made decisions. It's not only a move to leave that behind. It's a defeat. Being uprooted feels to many seniors like a silent erasure of what they have worked so hard to achieve. They no longer get to pick the music for breakfast, what to cook, or when to go to sleep. Schedules take the role of routines. Policies take the role of preferences. There is more to this emotional upheaval than merely a sensation. It has repercussions. Research indicates that seniors who move, particularly if they are not emotionally prepared, are far more likely to suffer from anxiety, despair, and cognitive loss. It's due of what people leave behind, not the facility itself. The truth is that location has a profound impact on the mind and heart. Even with the best of intentions, the soul frequently finds it difficult to regain that place. Therefore, give it some thought if you or someone you care about must decide to leave a lifetime home. Find out if there's a way to extend your stay. Would a few minor tweaks enable that? Because safety isn't always the most crucial aspect of aging. It's about maintaining a connection to what initially gave you a sense of aliveness. The unspoken health hazards in assisted living facilities. Leading geriatric specialist Dr. John Smith states it simply: nursing homes are a breeding ground for infections because of the close, confines, and compromised immune systems that are typical there. Most families don't think about it when a loved one enters long-term care. However, there is an unseen danger hidden behind the orderly halls and planned routines. An increased risk of urinary tract infections, pneumonia, and even harmful outbreaks like MRSA, Dr. Smith claims that respiratory infections spread quickly in communal areas, particularly when employees are overburdened and unable to adhere to stringent cleanliness regulations. Numerous residents are confined to wheelchairs or beds, which restricts their mobility and impairs lung function. He says that alone makes them more susceptible to pneumonia. And that's not all. If left untreated, urinary tract infections, which are frequently seen as minor, can cause older persons to develop potentially fatal sepsis, a concern that is much more prevalent in nursing homes because of the lack of personal care and irregular hydration. The fact that these threats can seem so slight only serves to increase their alarm. A senior may be exhibiting early symptoms of a dangerous infection if they have a low-grade fever or disorientation. However, these warning indicators may be overlooked in a busy environment. It's not that nursing homes are irresponsible, Dr. Smith stresses. It's because the system is overburdened. Additionally, minor issues can quickly become more serious when you're caring for dozens of patients with complicated demands. What can be done, then? Awareness is crucial for families thinking about nursing care. Inquire directly about staff-to-patient ratios, infection control procedures, and the monitoring and reporting of health changes. Work with a home health care who can identify and treat infections early, before they become deadly, if you decide to remain at home. Because prevention is key at this point in life. Additionally, staying where you are already well known and cared for can occasionally be the safest option. The more intelligent option: picture waking up in your own bed, making your preferred cup of coffee, and beginning the day with total control over your schedule. It's not a dream. With the correct plan, you can design that future for yourself. It's not necessary to struggle alone to age in place. It entails creating the resources, setting, and assistance necessary to enable you to live at home as long as possible in a secure, comfortable, and autonomous manner. To make it work, follow these steps. First and foremost, make your house safer. Your home should keep you safe, not endanger you. Put grab bars by the stairs and in the restroom. Use non-slip mats in place of slick rugs. Upgrade the lighting in the entrances and corridors. Now more than ever, you need assistance for your eyes. Second, make advantage of technology that is helpful. Your peace of mind can be greatly improved by modern tools. With the touch of a button, medical alert systems enable you to request assistance. Some are worn as necklaces or watches. Motion sensor technology, voice-activated assistance, and smart lights all lessen stress and avoid mishaps. If you take more than one prescription, think about getting a pill dispenser with reminders. Chapter 3. Create a genuine support system. Nobody is able to flourish in alone. Community is important. Hire a home helper or caregiver on a part-time basis to help with personal care, meals, and chores. Ask your neighbors, family, or friends to check in on you on a frequent basis. Participate in a community class, walking club, or senior center in your area. Maintaining a busy social life helps you stay mentally and emotionally healthy. Keep in mind that this isn't about shunning assistance. It all comes down to selecting assistance that honors your autonomy. Instead of following a facility schedule, you have the ability to create a life that works for you. Additionally, you're constructing not only safety but also autonomy, self-respect, and authority with each deliberate action. What one change can you begin making now, then? Let's continue. You still have the opportunity to mold your golden years. The strength that comes from maintaining control over your life. Knowing that you still have control over your life, that you make the decisions, and that you write the narrative is incredibly empowering. The world around us may begin to convey a different message as we become older. Give the reins to someone else. Be cautious. Remain small. Here's the reality, though. Now more than ever, your voice counts. You've earned the right to live your life as you see fit, not because you're battling against time, Doing everything by yourself isn't the key to maintaining control. It's about being able to influence how things are carried out. It involves deciding who will assist you, what you eat, and when you wake up. It's taking part in the choices that impact your body, your dignity, and your everyday routine. Because routines aren't the only things that alter when that control is lost. People become less confident. They begin to feel invisible. And the most hazardous aspect? The myth that they're too old to make a difference starts to sink in. However, you are important. Your background, your tastes, and your interests, they don't go away simply because you slow down. Additionally, you safeguard not just your independence but also your happiness, identity, and motivation to wake up in the morning when you maintain your autonomy even with assistance. What does it really mean to maintain control, then? It entails requesting assistance when necessary but establishing the conditions. It entails modifying your house rather than abandoning it. It entails speaking up when others believe you are too elderly to make decisions. Above all, it entails continuing to live intentionally rather than merely going about your daily business. Systems that treat you like a number should not be trusted with your life. Your spirit, your volition, and your intelligence. They are worthy of taking the lead. Letting go isn't the point of this stage of life. It's about clinging to the things that are most important with grace, strength, and the knowledge that you still have options. What does control mean to you? Ask yourself that question now. And how can I safeguard it, beginning today? After all, aging with dignity is not something that just happens. It is the result of your design, the financial strain, and the unstated expenses associated with care facilities. Let's discuss numbers, not just for the joy of arithmetic, but also because knowing them could be crucial to your future. In the United States, a nursing home typically costs between $7,000 and $9,000 a month. That comes to a total of $108,000 annually. And that only applies to basic care. This number rises even further if you require memory support, counseling, or further medical care. Let's now contrast it with assisted living at home. Installing grab bars, a walk-in shower, or better lighting are examples of home safety improvements that can be made for as little as $3,000 to $5,000. Employing a part-time in-home caregiver? Approximately $20 per hour, which, depending on how much assistance you require, can add up to $100, $500, or $2,500 per month. Voice assistants and medical alert systems are examples of smart devices that frequently have a one-time cost of less than $500. When you figure everything up, you're looking at half or perhaps a third of what a nursing home would cost. And you receive something invaluable in exchange. Your own kitchen, your own rhythm, your own window view, and the comfort of your own bed. Here's what's frequently missed, though. Not only do nursing homes cost money, but they also cost choices. Many people must sell their home, spend down their savings, and give up assets they have worked their entire lives to accumulate in order to be eligible for Medicaid. What about Medicare? It does not cover long-term care as most people think. It only covers short-term stays. Planning ahead is crucial for this reason. When done properly, aging in place not only maintains your financial security but also your dignity. You earned what you have through hard labor. Instead of giving it all up for care you might not even require just yet, you deserve to enjoy it. Consider this. Would you rather lose your independence for $100,000 or invest $10,000 to gain it? Keeping you where your heart belongs can sometimes be the best economical choice. At home, psychological effects, losing motivation, losing oneself. Imagine discovering you have nothing to decide when you get up in the morning. No need to wake up at a certain time. Nobody is waiting for you. No project that belongs to you. No little custom that stabilizes your day. It may feel like relaxation at first, but after a while it starts to seem like vanishing. This is the unseen psychological price of relocating to an environment where routines are determined for you rather than by you. Additionally, this change may feel like a silent unraveling of identity for older folks, particularly those who had previously led active, full lives. According to Dr. Margaret Bell, a clinical psychologist, when we take away purpose, we take away the framework that makes people feel human. This is supported by research. Seniors who lost control over everyday decisions saw a 42% rise in depressed symptoms in addition to more severe deficits in memory and general well-being, according to a thorough study published in the Journal of Aging and Mental Health. Additionally, the deterioration occurred more quickly than most families anticipate, sometimes within a few months of starting full-time care. But it goes beyond melancholy. It has to do with identity. Consider it. Even with assistance, you have to make decisions when you live on your own. You choose between eggs and oatmeal. Whether to water your plants now or later is up to you. You discover that old photo book in your favorite drawer and relive a moment in time. You choose your sweater, your mug, and your music. Despite their small size, these decisions have a significant impact. They serve as a reminder that you still have control over your life, that your choices are still important, that you are still important. Now compare it to institutional life. At set times, meals are placed on trays. Staff members plan the activities. Regardless of your level of readiness, you are given medication. Even while your days are safe, they aren't really yours anymore. This loss of personal agency hurts many people more than any physical restriction. The majority of people are unaware of this. Maintaining minor duties and responsibilities might still be beneficial for elderly people who are physically or cognitively challenged. Folding the laundry, composing cards for birthdays, feeding a pet. These aren't responsibilities. They are essential to connection and dignity. Indeed, University of Michigan researchers discovered that older persons who had a daily purpose, even if it was small, were more likely to report improved sleep, reduced stress, and even longer lifespans. What does this signify for you and your loved ones, then? It implies that aging in place or remaining at home with assistance is more than just a practical choice. It's a tactic for mental health. It safeguards more than just your daily schedule. It safeguards your essence. Because you maintain your identity when you maintain your freedom to lead, make decisions, and contribute even in tiny ways. Furthermore, once identity is lost, it cannot be regained by any organization, no matter how well-intentioned. If you're watching this and thinking if you can stay a little while longer or if it's time to move, ask yourself this. If you left, what would you lose? Not simply your landscape or furniture, but also your routine, your rhythm, and your motivations. And cling to that response if it makes you feel something. Because that's what the aim is, that spark of realization. And it's still with you. The strength of remaining at home. How it fortifies your spirit and body. James was having greater difficulty climbing stairs and occasionally losing his location, so his doctor gently suggested that he seek a nursing home when he turned 85. His kids were concerned. James, however, took a different approach. One that brought about a complete transformation. He made it work for him rather than abandoning the house he had occupied for more than half a century. He brought in a caretaker 3 days a week to assist with shopping, prescription drugs, and light housework, erected a stair lift, and improved the lighting. Avoiding assistance wasn't the point. The goal was to maintain control. After 6 months, James wasn't only surviving. He was doing well. He became a member of a local senior walking organization. He began going to the municipal library's monthly chess tournaments. Additionally, he FaceTimed his granddaughter every Sunday to assist her with her college math. His physician was taken aback. His mood had improved along with his mobility. He started to forget things less often. Above all, James felt like himself once more. The power of aging at home is this. Your confidence remains higher while you remain in your own surroundings. The odors, pictures, memories, and habits that make up your life are all around you. There is nothing that medicine can take away from your agency. This experience is supported by numerous studies. Compared to seniors receiving institutional care, those who stay at home with the right assistance report better levels of life satisfaction, emotional stability, and physical health. Because their everyday lives still belong to them, they experience fewer falls, experience less depression, and maintain mental acuity. It's not about acting as though you don't require assistance. The key is to decide how that assistance fits into your life rather than the other way around. James's tale is hardly unique. Anyone who is prepared to make plans, seek help, and understand that independence doesn't cease at age 70, 80, or even 90 may make it a reality. Because home is more than simply a location. Your identity resides there, and you can still spend your finest years there if you make the appropriate changes. Making decisions about where and how to live in your senior years is more than just a practical one. It is a really intimate one. Convenience is not the only consideration. It all comes down to respect, independence, and the lifestyle you wish to live each and every day. The realities of nursing homes have just been shown to you. You've discussed the psychological toll, the unspoken health hazards, and the financial burden that many people are unaware of. More significantly, though, you've discovered that you have strong options. Aging in place can be achieved by making minor adjustments at home and creating a reliable support network. And it's not only possible for many, it's the superior route. Therefore, think twice before assuming that a nursing home is your only choice. What is the most important thing to you? Is it in charge? Coziness? Known? Relationship? You are worthy of a future molded by your principles rather than by coercion or fear. Don't keep it to yourself if this video helped you see aging in a different light. Distribute this message. Tell your friends, family, and neighbors about it. Because someone needs to know they're not alone if they're struggling with the same issues. I want to hear from you now. What struck a chord with you the most about this message? How would you wish your aging process to go? Let's continue the discussion. Comment in the space provided below. If you thought this was helpful, please remember to like and subscribe so you don't miss any more videos that could improve how we age. For you.